Hello everyone, I'm back. I just decided to do another little late night stream while I meme a little bit. Just gonna be, uh, I'm probably gonna reread over Samurai 8 and kind of just talk about some things that I noticed while I'm memeing on Twitter. Seems to be something fun I've been doing. Just kind of looking at people who end up following me and all that jazz. I kind of like that I have the whole live streaming thing set up on my phone so that I can just kind of chill out, vibe, talk if I want to, and kind of just, again, meme and lo-fi in the background. So that's been chill. Okay, that is not what I wanted to pull up. Good old Dev Docs. Here, I wanted some Reddit. I wanted to go to the Samurai 8 subreddit and kind of go back over the latest chapter. Because I'm kind of liking that drip, man. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, my bot just hit me with the whole I'm live. I guess I just realized oh no, it told me manage your channel directly from your phone. Oh no, I'm fine, man. I can do that a little bit later. Okay. Seems the Reddit app is moving a little slow for me today. Oh, there I go. I got it working. I haven't made a post in this week's chapter. I probably should do that. Okay, so I guess I can read it on Viz. Is that the meta? Go to Viz and read the release or whatever. All right. So my comment on the cover of this chapter is Anne has some wild designs going on here in her mind when it comes to a nice meal. I love it though. I love her creativity because she's over here. She's like some squid, some sort of something. And the other princess in the background's like, whoa, what the heck's going on here? Because, I don't know, does Anne really know how to cook? Let me zoom in on here. Oh, dang, she got some lobster in here. This is actually making me a little hungry. Rip. Alright. Is extra scrawny. Is going back in anytime. He doesn't even look, definitely. I really like Dharma's holder. I really like the turtle, the space turtle. It's pretty cool. Some of us on Twitter and probably Reddit as well, they were memeing about how it was probably inspired by the Hindu mythology of the space turtle. Some are saying the turtle in it, but I think that would even get its roots from I know it was the Hindu mythology, and I think there's a Native American mythology as well, where there's something on a turtle. Not really sure, but I'm sure we'll have to look into it. It'd be interesting if there was, and if they were linked somehow. Because I know Manhat at one point did come from the East, which isn't really the East. It could be the West, right? What if we started here in America? I'll stop. Anne is really sweet. She ain't got the heart to tell Hachi he's busted right now. But I really like Dharma's ship. The inside of it looks pretty cool. They have like the little orb with the bonsai trees growing out of it. This really reminds me of, this is like a better version of the Millennium Falcon here. Got the whole squad where everyone's gonna be chilling. Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Whatever. So can Hachi not, since he drained himself, can he not like close the key? Or are they just doing this for gags right now? Or, well, he did use a lot of energy because his head is just split open and he's having to hold that shut with like the whole bandit, like the whole bandana. Alrighty, this is what I was looking for. I know they were talking about yes, Dara likes to comment that Hachi has a powerful gravity. Oi, my pup joined me. He's now here hanging out. And he says the key to Pandora's box will be drawn together. I wager you'll encounter one another fairly soon. Well, if that's the case, then later on in the chapter, I think we may have found another one. I'm not sure. Because Dharma does make the comment here. What is it? On the next page, I believe. He says, perhaps it's not a total coincidence that I found you first. This is his gravity. So I need to sense the location of the other keys like the princess. This is, well, no, it's not that vague. So he goes on and talks about how like the key, like, okay, so the Kongo Yasha license that Daruma currently has, and the ones I'm guessing, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, this is where he just talks about how if he allows him, like he connects it with Hachimaru, then he'll be able to download all of his forms in a digital fashion. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. So they can kind of do some sort of like Force Ghost training, like mental projection type deal. I think they did something like that in Dragon Ball Z, like with I think between like Gohan and Krillin, they did some sort of like mental projection fighting. But I know they fought in real life as well, but I think that was like in Dragon Ball Z-ish. And so that's nice. So they connect this Kobayashi license to his key and upload it to you. You'll be able to visualize a lot of the information in digital form. Okay, so that was the same way he did whenever they destroyed the moon and the other information when they linked it. And then he goes forward more and talks about he has like a powerful gravity, which we all kind of know that. But is gravity their version of force? If so, that would be quite interesting, because I'm liking this. So yeah, if Hachimaru is able to find the other ones, then they should be able to do the same. They should be able to track him, but they won't be able to track the other keys. But they could, since they're connected now. That'd be weird. Because he says, yeah, if once his gravity should like create a map, like a visual map, and then he would be able to use this to locate the other keys. So can all the keys locate each other? So are they like infinity stones? Or can only one of the keys find the other keys, kind of deal? That's interesting. Yeah, Dharma does say that the what I was talking about earlier about the keys being some sort of program, but he does say that the licenses and the locker balls of the each four samurai schools are essentially devices to run a program left behind by the warrior god Fudo Mio. So I'm guessing he was some sort of like warrior robot or creator, or maybe program is a vague or not correct description of what these things are, unless this is some sort of futuristic program or AI that were created. But then again, this is like future sci-fi, way beyond what I know. So programs could be like done something way different, but probably not so much. Like these are probably just like, hey, I coded fighting stance, actually mod in fighting stances. That'd probably be something like that. Like, oh, I made a new move. Now I'm able to do this thing, and then they created, I guess, various schools for different reasonings. But in this case, he's talking about like a binding and a splitting, and it goes on and talks about how the keys, they I guess represent the binding of the two, and the samurai souls represent the splitting between the objects. So I guess that would kind of make sense, because when the I guess the samurai warrior first commits the ritual, they are then bound together with the locker ball and the key, and then the key is formed, and then I mean, the samurai sword just straight up cuts. So I mean, it's not really hard, but that is the only thing that can kill a samurai. So I'm guessing that, I guess that would be the only thing they could sever the living from the locker ball, that the life, I guess the life from the samurai that the locker ball gives them. Ah, yeah. Okay, so earlier today, there was a discussion I caught wind of about how I've mentioned it before earlier in my stream, earlier today when I was walking home, but they were discussing about how the H particles could be referring to the Higgs boson, I believe that, or the God particle, which is an element that makes up atoms, like which atoms make up every living, like, or not every living thing, but all matter, like atoms and electron, and that the God particle basically is what makes up atoms and electrons. So here they talk about how the program has the power to connect the molecules that make up solid matter. So, I mean, I guess all things would be kind of solid matter, since maybe I'm gonna think fear isn't real, but they are able to manipulate the atmosphere. So, I guess all matter. And it also allows them to control gravity emanating from H particles. So whatever these H particles are, that's what we were theorizing. Maybe like the Higgs boson, their version of it or something, because they say it does, like, they're able to manipulate the molecules of all matter. So that probably is their version of the Higgs boson. which would be cool because that's some real science stuff that Kishimoto is putting in there, and I mean he's really doing his homework because this is based off of like probably some Buddhism, some Hinduism, or some various other religions when it comes to like how things are balanced and reincarnation and whatnot. And this here about how they're able to manipulate how they use gravity and how they are able to manipulate a various like particle or molecule, or it could be that they're able to control matter and a specific particle that is kind of actually I don't know. I'm gonna wait on this one. I'm gonna wait on this one. I'm gonna wait on this one. I think that'll be best. Cause I'm not really sure. Well, I guess I could give it a go. If I were to give it a go, I'm gonna say it probably is just they're able, like the H particle is just something that makes up matter. Is the molecule that makes up the matter that they're able to manipulate, and thus, since that is a part of like all things, they're able to manipulate all objects in a sense. I guess that's why Otto is able to fly himself, and then kind of force push Hagamichi back with the samurai sword and pin him there, which was pretty cool, and it would show that he was a little more advanced in controlling these elements because he was able to create a whole clone that kind of just memed around and did its thing, which I did enjoy. He was one of my favorite he was my favorite fighters. Too bad we're probably not going to see him until a little bit later on. They may introduce him again because Kala did not seem too happy with him, and I have a feeling he's probably not going to be the big bad because I mean he could be, but Kala and Ada got the whole like Sith Emperor and Sith apprentice thing going on for me, and unless I see some other people, I don't know. But I think it was it this chapter? Nah, it's probably later on this chapter. I'm not sure. I'll wait on that before I talk about it, and just in case if I get to the end and I don't, then be yapping on about Ada. But during this talk, sorry, they do talk about how it ability to connect and separate, and they're able to use it in their metamorphosis. So yeah, I guess Hachimaru makes the relation to when he was able to fix Hayataro after the Ronin basically like bodied him, just cut him up, and then them turning into vehicles armors. So he's kind of understanding that their manipulation of the I guess H particles and the molecules that make up matter and whatnot, they're able to, that is what is allowing them to I guess transform and bond together, like him and his holder, and create the armors and make the weapons and stuff that Hayatara can generate. So like I guess like kind of like how Daruma kind of like made the guns from the horse holder, and probably how he's able to manipulate probably a lot of the structures within his own holder to create the ship he has now. And he kind of goes on more to talk about how the samurai's body is more or less the same, so they're probably able to do some sort of kind of changing themselves. I wonder how Dharma ended up in the cat form. I wonder what happened. Because that is kind of odd. Because I don't see how he, you know, I don't see how he could have, like, did he like lose his body, or did? Because that makes me believe like if he didn't transform himself into the cat and he didn't have his key transformed into a cybernetic cat, then I feel like there may be some sort of reincarnation that they can do. And if that happened, then I'm not sure if I want to know how that happened. Like, but he could have like damaged himself really bad, and then there was like a cat-like robot bound to that because he's able to manipulate the H particles, and then bada bing, now he's in cat Dharma form. But I'm sure they will reveal what happens with that. Um, they could have just downloaded his consciousness. Um, I don't know, but all the features of the samurai all come from their manipulation of the H particles and the gravity, which is pretty neat. But I'm kind of glad where this is going. I'm gonna say this a million times. Um, our man Hachimaru, he most definitely has a strong sense of gravity. I love just going back over this and just looking over at the art, and was just amazed. Ada quickly became my favorite, and after looking into a little bit more Kishimoto and like his interests and whatnot, I remember finding out that like he was really into Star Wars and Star Trek and all these other sci-fi, and like how Ada is Dharma's like protege, and he's really good. And then now Dharma, after being wounded and kind of cast out and astray, found Hachi, and now is training him to be something great. And Ada was corrupted by a dark side for some reason after being betrayed, and is trying to gain strength to rectify that wrong, right? And it kind of reminds me of how like Obi-Wan, after feeling like he failed while he's in cat form, right? Well, after this experience and all this, yeah, like Obi-Wan kind of reminds me of Dharma. Anakin is kind of like Ada, and Luke to me is like Luke. Yeah, wait, Ada's Anakin, yeah, and then Hachi is Luke. Although Ada is not his man's father, it kind of reminds me because one went to the dark side. Now, Luke, after losing like his family and whatnot, he kind of goes on to become a Jedi, and or not necessarily a Jedi, but goes to join the Rebel Army, and then later on becomes a Jedi, or in this case, a samurai, and fights to destroy the man who kind of created this, set him on this journey, set him on this path, which was Vader or Ata in Hachimaru's case. And a lot of it didn't happen until after the loss of like a loved one. Samurai, he like goes off and begins his training, and then while beginning his training, he gets a locker ball, comes back, and then pretty much basically like all shit breaks loose, and Otta basically takes out his family, and that's what gets him basically to realize he needs to man up and go on this journey and figure out what's going on. And then like in Star Wars, kind of he like left to go find the robots, which Hachimaru left to go figured out the abilities of being a samurai and all that jazz, and went to go find the locker ball the first time. Like Luke lost his aunt, uncle, Hachi lost his father. To me, it was kind of like it was all like in the first arc. And that is when they find the head in the panel from talking. They do reveal Otta's holder, by the way. It's a cool little dragon fortress thing. I'm thinking maybe I'm guessing they'll find his name. I should have done my homework a little bit more on these guys, but either way, these guys, I call them Idiot 1 and Idiot 2, but they're pretty badass. I like Ryu. He's all in black, just like our man Hachi. This chapter, he gets a whole new outlook. Outfit. Got the goggles. Got the bun. I'm thinking these two will either one of them will it'll either end up that Ryu is a key and they didn't know about it. Probably why he's probably naturally strong and able to kind of like body people, because it seems these guys and it wouldn't have been as strong. But he had never years knew how to like get his armor together, knew how to do all that jazz, and in like the first 5 seconds got taken out. But it's just me. I don't know. But again, we first found these two because they are in Daruma's holder, our little space turtle. They're trying to take the universe, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And while they are over here looking at these guys, we do see this is where we get to see Hachimaru's new clothes. He's completely in all back with a hoodie. Got a little. I'm digging it. It's probably not gonna be black. It's gonna be like blue or something like that. I don't know, but I'm still vibing the colors. I know Ann like that. Be like, oh, look at that Hachimaru and the Ann. It's cool that he gets his bay right at the beginning. But I know a lot of people were shipping Hachi and Nanashi, which was a little odd. I saw that on Twitter. I ain't gonna call you out, but I'm gonna let you know I saw it. But as soon as these guys break into the ship, Daruma, he's alerted. He's about that action. He zooms quickly over there, while kind of Ann and Hachi are taking their time, and then really about time, I guess they get there about the same time for kind of talking about how Katsuya, I don't know. I need to find his name. I'm probably not even saying his name right, because I know everyone likes our all black samurai. They probably give his name. Oof. Sorry for the yawning. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do like little live streams like this, because I'd rather just stream live and just talk about stuff and not really have to worry about chatting, because I think that's way easier for me. Well, I mean, not just chatting, but I mean, worrying about having to record a video and everything like that. I am having to wait until I get and trying to redo the wiring so that it has better airflow, because I am not liking that my computer overheats. Man, what are these guys' names? How do I not see it? So do they find? So when I go back, it goes and talks about how Otta's main plan was to cut up the moon. Basically, hold on. He said, hold on. Plan did not go as planned. It's like I was gonna blast apart the entire planet and take my time retrieving him, but I got a rude awakening. So he's gonna blow up the whole planet and then just cut up Hachi and be like, yo, we done. I cannot find the name of this guy. So Ryu and Katsuga. Alrighty. This is probably where I'm gonna begin the real. Alright. So for chapter, what was this? Chapter 17. It's, well, who am I kidding? All of them my favorite. I'm loving this guy. My man Hachi he got a whole new set of clothes, which you know what that means in your your anime, your shonen and whatnot. Our guy got stronger, character development. Got a new hoodie, some wristbands, some shoes. Now just the hair is just not gonna cut it. Like, I don't think and Hachi, I don't believe is really about that action. He's like, nah, can't let you talk about my bae like that. And we're gonna have to take this outside because you're also in my ship. I don't think Master Dharma's gonna like this. But I hope that Ryu and Katsuga end up joining the crew. I mean, I don't feel like there will be no reason not to, because Ryu probably will remember that he's like, will probably figure out that he is somehow after they fight for a little bit, because he'll look through his third eye, unless he's already looked at him and knows that he's not. But when I was talking about how like the group normally finds like a scruffy to be it, because you would have like Luke, Oben, and then kind of Leia, which is Anne, Even though there's not that weird connection like in Star Wars, they both got a strong gravitational pull that kind of together. Both. That would have been a pretty cool thing if she did. If she, if she did use her force abilities a little bit more. I think they did it in the episode. Blade hidden in. Oh yeah, I think they do just have their blades hidden inside their wrist. Because that's probably like the best place to hide it. Because I mean, like if someone just pops that out and steals your soul, then you're kind of down, right? But I do like how they have the whatever hidden in their stomach that they use to kind of like. Well, I guess I'm trying to say is I like how they have their soul kind of in the stomach area, because I know in, I guess, Japanese religion or believe that they believe like the soul is in this, like, I guess in older times. I'm not sure about now. I'm not really hip to the information, but I know the soul, not in the head, I believe. I'm not sure. Like, cut yourself in the stomach, kill yourself. Yay. But I'm guessing that these two, again, this is my little video theory thing here. That's what I'm going to be probably cutting out. I'm believing that Kasuga and Ryu will be versing Hachimaru and Ann. Just for the fact that Katsuya kind of was talking about, hey, save the girl, da 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 da, because I want her, and Hachi probably ain't gonna like that too much. He's even though he's chilled out some, I know he's gonna take offense to that a little bit and tell them that they need to be respectful, which I agree. They probably should respect the lady, but I'm sure she could. I'm sure she could box. She could box, right? But that I think that's just what's gonna happen. Hachi's gonna end up fighting them. He's gonna put them in their place, and then they're gonna want to tag along. And earlier in the chapter, Daruma made the comment about how Hachimaru basically is just bringing in everybody that he needs one after another. Like, he caught Daruma's eye before even becoming a samurai. That's how strong his gravitational pull is. That's probably because he's a mandala, but he was able to become a samurai because his gravitational pull was so high. He was highly compatible with locker balls. There probably has some effect on if you can become a samurai or not. And then as soon as he became a samurai, he was able to find his princess. He found his princess, found like his arch nemesis, to find those who need to cross his path as quickly as possible. I'm not sure if this is a plot device. Because Hachimaru's gravitational soul pull, he's just able to automatically find the next bad guy or find the next XYZ characters. I'm kind of digging that he's like, due to their gravitational pull, that they're able to create sort of like a star map that goes in One Piece. It will take them in like to the next island on the journey, because right now they don't have any idea on where the next key is, and Hachi is just now like getting his strength back, and he again, like, yeah, he just got the whole new drip. He's like fresh. He's all flexing on everybody right now. Like, you should watch out. Like, he's clean, and if Ryu isn't the next key, he's probably gonna be like the next ally they need for them to find the next individual to join their team. But I'm just gonna get the feeling that join because he's to me he's a Ronin, right? With our man's Katsu, and probably not the best. The brain, cause he ain't doing too good in the zone. I'm ready for chapter 18. Before, some people were saying Katsu is could be a girl, kind of how their eyes are, but I'm not sure. It could be some girl, a tomboy. I don't know. Hold on. Chapter. Not a couple chapter. I don't know. Their eyes do have that. They're probably just young. Yeah, I think they're just because they're young. Ryu looks a little. Yeah, because Hachi and Ann both have a round face. Kind of like Katsu. Alright. I know they want that. They want that holder. There's some space bandits for sure. I'm gonna need to know about these guys. They have amongst this society. But I'm gonna pause here. I'm scrolling through here. It's the one where Anne is talking about now I'll be able to spam my repertoire for Hachimaru because she went out and got a whole bunch of food. And I'm kind of like looking here in this panel, and everyone looks wild. Everyone's well. I can't wait till it's animated, so that way we can see everyone's clothing. But it seems everyone's just like everything's like just really white and like mono. It's like kind of monochromatic, even though that's how anime is. But a lot of the characters are just like all just there's not much shading in them. It's just like boom. And other than that, I really like the robot right there in the back. He's like a gorilla. It's kind of cool to see the different holders that are there. Dharma has the only like turtle holder. Everyone else's looks like in action. Oh, hold on. When we get to take a look at the the spaceport or station that they are in, it looks like it's surrounded in some sort of like box. So I wonder if that allows, yeah, I think that allows people to just breathe in there. That's pretty cool. Because the holder is just kind of chilling out there in the middle of what's like middle of nothing. So yeah. Hmm. So they're on a space station, but like a spaceport. About this chapter, I'm kind of just going in and analyzing like everything that could be seen. It's kind of fun, just going back and forth, just reading the panels. Dude, what kind of money do they have? Rank? What? Wait, how much is it? Dharma just have a whole bunch of loot from over the years. I wonder if these guys are from some sort of school, just some hooligan ruins. From Mr. 8. Alright, I won't do that anymore. So does... Okay, so they're looking at the map. Okay. I'm not sure if Hachi already has the map. Hachimaru had gotten the key, well, the key, but the map from Dharma. And he did not. I don't know why they would lie and say that they are from security when he knows his guy can't remember anything. Okay, yeah. So I'll probably do a little quick snippet of this again, but again, what I was saying. Probably gonna join the crew. I'm I'm just saying this because Kasuga is like a random samurai that they met in the middle of nowhere. And what are the chances of that, since they don't have a princess unless Kasuga is secretly able to find locker balls and is Ryu's princess, and they're now Ronins, and we will 1v1 the gang and body them. Boys that regenerate limbs. I have one. That probably is because they are a rodent and don't know that much about being a samurai, or it's just the fact that they forget literally everything since they forget their own name, which is kind of sad. I hope they fix that, but I doubt it. I doubt it'll happen. But I think they will. I think Hachi will end up volunteering to fight because Kasuya is kind of talking about his girl, and Hachi, you know, vowed to protect her and all those he cares about. So I think it's about to happen. Um, Plus, he has Hayataru. I think that'll just give him an edge on fighting. And Dharma's there as well. So if anything gets too wild, I think they'll be able to stop that. But Hachi will probably, well, Hachi will most likely, well, most likely, Hachi will do some damage. That's what I'm going to say. Hachi's going to do some damage to Ryu, and they will end up joining. They're going to be like the, what is it? Han Solo and Chewie Chewbacca boy that joined the crew. Where Kasuga is more like Han Solo, where he has more charisma and is a chatterbox and smooth, whereas Ryu is gonna be like Chewbacca and not really so good with working for his mans. Oben, but since he's not getting axed in the first like 2 minutes, um, I'm thinking he will also be like Yoda, a little crazy. He's a little more so, kind of like Dharma in his state, where he can't use full power. He heavily relies on his protege to help him get with abilities and all that jazz. My next theory is that I think Ada and his gang will end up at the station like, like right about the time that Hachi and Dharma leave, tracking them. And Ikaku is no longer like connected to the machine, just knows like their last like location, unless they have them like on a homing like some sort of homing beacon kind of deal with H particles, which that is a thing. And kind of do the whole samurai regen thing and make the armor and guns from the holder. But other than that, I don't know. I think it'd be a problem. Okay. Um, what's next on the list? Well, that's about it. We only were introduced to. Actually, no, I lied. It would be a real. But next, I guess there's not really anything that really happened in this chapter other than that Hachi got new clothes. Looked really good. I like the new design. She ain't gonna do nothing though. Ada kind of gets chastised by Kala, talking about how like your plan was trash. I mean, not so many words, but he pretty much was like, next time, maybe you should go handle this yourself instead of relying on your clone and thinking, being, because she's arrogant. Kind of, he's doing a failed Naruto run where he thinks he can do everything with the clone, but but other than that, I guess we also met Katsuga and Ryu, whatever his name is. I'll figure it out eventually. And they broke into Dharma's ship, and they seemed like some hoodlums. By the time Hachi and Dharma, well, Hachi and Ann get there, they basically meet Dharma there, and that's when they find intruders. Who's Katsuga and Ryu? Where they come from? Why are they running? And why are they running? Um, Wow, that's only three things. And yeah, I guess that's one of the things I need to know about the series. Yeah. Um, no, I'm kidding. I probably have a lot. I'll have a lot more. I'll be able to vocalize them a little more tomorrow. Probably just make like a list of things that I'm wanting to see, or I might talk about some other anime. But right now, I'm chit chatting about Samurai 8 a lot because I just reread through the chapter, really loving it. I need Katsuya and Roy to tell me their backstories, get their butts, get them out of here. But that ain't happening. They're joining the group. Ryu's gonna be the new Chewbacca. What is his name? I said his name like so many times. Whatever. Kotsaku, whatever his name is. Otaku. It'll be wonderful. Almost is all. There. The only one I really had. Oof. Sorry, I'm tired. The only fear I had really was the whole proving what Dharma says is right, or if not, they will at least help them find out who the key is before departing. But they seem too fascinated with the holder, and so I doubt that. Almost an hour or so. Let me just chit chatting. In and out.